I'm gonna prioritize that. So I'm assuming we're definitely gonna need more steel cores. So this hunting tactics is gonna be done here pretty soon. No, they're not dying out there. It's steel outpost and past the bridge, yeah. We have a few opportunities to kind of pick people out because these piles have these piles are so big. We could kind of mismanage some people, kind of move people here, move people there. Okay, so we have 15 workers left. So this infrastructure, I think, is a little weak compared to this area, but because we have 15 people, we can go ahead and max this one out and put a few more people here. This pile is so huge. I think I'm just going to disassemble this guy here. Give us some of the resources back, which are pretty much critical. The left of the city. Nobody's dying. These icons are because there's nobody in there. Yeah, there's no people out here. We have an outpost set up with the food over here. Yeah, these little these are medical posts, and we don't have sick people, so we don't need to put them in there. So our next thing to research is, so we have 2 days. I think we're fine on coal. Our temperature is, it's okay. It's not great. I'm a little bit more encouraged to build houses. Let's see, what's gonna be the next thing? We could do overcouplings and then the generator safety, but I think we're just gonna ride this out until it starts getting warmer again. Don't really think of having only one outpost on this level. Yeah, I really wish we could just add more people to that. And if that's unbalanced, then let me make that choice. Let me make that mistake. It's weird, like, what they choose to allow the user to kind of balance and what they kind of decide for you. You know, you could spend all that wood and stuff and 15 people on those outpost positions and not actually be all that valuable. I'm not sure what to prioritize next. We could do the steam wall drill, but I'm a little worried about the steam cores. I feel like we're not going to have enough steam cores to actually upgrade this. We'll have to spend 1 steam core to upgrade this one. I mean, the large resource depot, because we're going to be sending stuff off, I think we're fine on resource storage. We could do the factories, but again, 1 steam core? I don't think I want to spend that. I don't want to do more scouts. I don't know what to do next. They're all so, like, kind of extra. We could do this. This would just prioritize our minimization of our engineers. If you're just joining us here, we're kind of looking at our next research efforts. We could do, I mean, we could, I don't know. I'm thinking, like, we have a very, very limited number of engineers, and our engineers who are here at the town are pretty much going to be staying here for a while. Oh, we're making food, my king. Oh, we definitely are. We just built 2 extra hunter huts. That's going to be another 80 or 90 more food. I can't remember if it's 40 or 45. I think I'm going to do infirmary checklist because we're about to have a few more sick people. Yeah, I think that's a choice. We're about to have a few more sick people because our generator is maxed out. We're letting it cool down because we were just using the overdrive to save on the coal, and this is the maximum level that we have in the generator. And because of that, we have all these huts back here who are chilly. So we're predictably going to be getting a few more sick people. Right now we're at 12, so 1 infirmary is enough. And we have our other infirmary over here that's working. There's a second one is over here somewhere. Let's see. We have a sermon. What else? Is there anything else we can do that doesn't cost food? No. I'm glad that our food is also continuing to go up. Seems weird you can have multiple scouts at the beacon, but only one outpost team. Darn you, Frostpunk. Yeah, it's pretty weird. I mean, it's because they want you to have they want you to debate and weigh the positive negatives. And right now we're choosing to up our coal production in order to sustain our food income. And so we're kind of trading our food as an outpost in order to substantiate our food income. I could see like min-maxing this. We have to research the factory. And we're gonna do the houses, but I'm not entirely sure what we need the wood for just yet. Because what I'm just thinking about now is we can infinitely, well, not infinitely, but we can finitely expand our food income and then potentially move our outpost from food income into the steel outpost. So steel is basically limited. Our limits of steel income are these 2 steel factories, and that's it. We can't increase it, but we can increase food, given that we have enough people. Evacuation transport has reached the dreadnought. Limited space. So we have some bad news concerning the dreadnought. The space support is limited. We can only... Here we go. We can and should build additional cabins, but we won't be able to save everyone in Winterhome. I knew it. I knew it. The rumors about limited space are already circulating in the city. People are tense and anxious. Hope falls, the content rises. A little bit of hope falling, but we've been upkeeping it, so it's going to be not that bad. I think I'm having some connection issues. No! Nadia Kemi, no! Let me check and make sure I'm not dropping any frames or anything. Yeah, everything is good. I'm running at, so right now I'm running at 5.6 megabits is the requirement for the source. And it's kind of fluctuating between 5.6 and 5.7. 5.9 now. 5.5. Yeah, it's kind of like fluctuating in there. I'm sorry, Nadia Kemi. I hope it clears up here. Maybe somebody in near you is also streaming something or watching something, or you got some other downloads happening. You got Netflix on the left. Okay. So, I think the end goal that they would want you to have is to have enough hunter huts and things in order to support food, because steel's probably going to be the bottleneck. We've yet to see steel be the bottleneck here. I mean, we can drop 340 steel right now, and that lops us easily. Here's my little cheat sheet. So this is the first 100. That puts us at another 75. So I can actually probably drop this by 50. And that puts me at 25, 50. So we're easily within the 50 zone. I'm thinking we'll front load the coal. I'm thinking about the total resources here. Oh, your husband's playing Apex Legends. That's probably what's happening. Okay, so 25, 50. The 50 mark is about right here. 25, 50. So maybe this should be okay. And then we do a little bit more for coal, get a little bit closer to halfway. This gives us the steel. So the rest of it's going to be provision. So I'm not sure. Let's go ahead and add, make it a little bit easier. Where's this bar going to be? Okay. Alright, so if we drop this back down to, say, 1800, let's max out the food. There we go. So now we're exceeding by just a little bit. So we're going to add 50 more. I love my little cheat sheet. Alright, that's exactly enough for the next 50. Okay. Right? Yeah. Pretty much. Alright, so this will be good, which means we can do the rest of this in coal. We could also reduce our steel. Oh wait, oops. Reduce our steel just so we're doing just enough. Because it seems like once we send enough coal, we're pretty much good to go. I don't know if people are staying warm there without coal. Okay. So this would actually be enough. We can max out coal. So I guess we can only send 50 people at a time. Alright, so I guess we're ready for the next shipment of children. So we have 10 days left. So at this rate... Let's see, how many ticks do we have on my little ruled paper? 1, 2, 3, 4... Let's move it out. 1, 2... Okay, let's go from this point on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 15. 15 ticks of 25 left, which is going to be divided by 2. We have 7. 7 more days, about 7.5 more days to fill up this bar. And we have 10 days based on this. So as long as we can satisfy this, like, each time that we send them out, then we should be okay. I'm trying to front load the coal. Maybe that's not the best idea. If we front load the coal, then we just don't have to worry about the coal, and we can just send as much as we can all the other resources. I think on that note too, we're just gonna keep the outposts. Is it smart to keep the outposts for food? Because right now we have 10 people that are just kind of wasted. I think our coal is pretty much good, so we can build another hunter's hut, actually. Where is this one gonna go? Let me stick it down here. Nope. Over here? Nope. Stick it over here. Okay. Take the material and build some houses. I'm just a little bit worried about using up steel. My king. I'm a little worried about the steel, because we have to be able to send enough steel per day to match the amount of people that we're sending to the Dreadnought. And if we just build the houses, we're spending that steel until, like, I mean, there's I guess a balance for when we start sending people off who don't need a house anymore. We could get some steel back, but we always end up at a we end up losing a little bit of the material. So if it takes 15 steel to build a house, I think we only get 10 steel back. I think it's something like that. Alright, so I think this is a new landmark, yeah. So let's carry on. They're not carrying anything, so we can keep going. A storm shelter. Cool. I didn't know this actually went all the way out here. I'm actually a little tempted to make a second scout to go all the way out here. I don't think this is the end. I think there's one more spot up here. Maybe not? I don't think we can actually take people off of stuff. So basically in 7 days, we're gonna send the people who we're gonna send. Generator malfunction. Sir, the generator has broken down again, and its stress is rising. People are gripped by fear. Their worst nightmare seems to be coming true. The damage is worse than before and repairs will take more time. Our engineers are working on a temporary fix. The repair station was adequately staffed, so they will be done in a reasonable amount of time. Okay. Alright, so we're going to be fixing it immediately. I don't want to spend provisions to get hope up any more than we already are. I'm just going to... I think I'm going to focus on the sermon. Okay. We could just stick more workers in here for now. Alright, so let's get our engineers out of here. We're actually doing really, really well on illness. So where's the... Here's the other one. A few patients there. A few patients there. This one, they're both actually pretty adequately supplied by heat. I think I'm going to take the engineers out of this one. And here's our fixie thing. Repair station, there we go. Alright, so that halved our time. I think that's pretty much all the engineers we have. 35, because the other ones are... Where are our engineers? We have 5 in the infirmary. Workers are here. The temple. No workers. No engineers. I don't think we have engineers anywhere else. I don't think we've mishandled our staffing. I mean, I think all of our buildings that we're using, or we could use engineers for, we're not using engineers. Good. No engineers. No engineers. Oh, this is considered safe work. I forgot about that. So we can actually build another hunter's hangar, excuse me. See what I mean about spending resources too early? If I built all those houses, I wouldn't be able to actually kind of get ahead of the food. If we can outperform the outpost for the food, then we can switch over to steel, and that might be the end answer. But we have to be able to get there. Oh man, the timing of us using overdrive and this putting the stress on the generator. Is there a medical station up there? Medical post? Maybe some engineers are there? No, none of them are in here. They're all empty. We have one infirmary up here, and right now it's maxed. Or it should be maxed. I mean, we could maybe take one engineer off of it. Actually, I think unfortunately this might be helpful. Get people out of here fast. Spending 10 rations. I think they're amputees. I think there's amputees in this list who are engineers. Or are they taken out of the list? Frightened family. So a family with children is going to the evacuation center to leave for the dreadnought on their own. Father, I'm scared. I don't want to leave, cry the kids. Hush, dear, and be brave. We'll be safe if we get to the dreadnought before all cabins are full. 2 workers and 2 children will leave to the city for the dreadnought. Discontent will rise greatly. No. We're gonna stop them. Discontent is too high or hope is too low. We already have so much hope. Wow. I guess maybe we have to be at 50% in order for that to work. If we've been spending our food rations on that, we probably would have been able to do this one. Discontent will rise greatly. I can handle the discontent, I think. I don't know how much greatly. So my prediction for discontent is going to be right here. Next to their wall drill. I think the discontent is going to go right here. Let's see. Or do we do... I guess we could do this. Let's stop them. Oh, okay. That was way better. Over by the wall thing. Faith Keepers. These are houses. Tents. House of Prayer. Fighting Arena. Medical Post. Oh, you're right. We gotta get rid of that. Goodbye. I was wondering, like, the infirmary can only fit so many people. How is it possible that it wasn't, like, fully staffed? Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Docile Peach. Or Nadia Kemi, sorry. You mentioned that. Amputees are taken out of the list. Your engineers will be employed. Remember the number of engineers on your repair station. Yeah. No, I remember. I know that part. I got a handle on that. It's just like seeing 35 is like odd to me. You can handle the discontent after with the Faith Keepers. True. I mean, discontent's gonna come no matter what. I'm surprised it hasn't been that big of a deal. Is the generator good? Is the generator gonna explode? This is taking way too long. Now I see. This could have been really helpful. Of course, we would be spending resources to do that. I forgot about the connection between the using the overdrive and using the and when the generator fails. Is the stress going to go up a little bit slower because it's because it failed? Man, we can't really do anything right now, so I'm just gonna fast forward. Looks like it's moving slower. Oh my god. Oh my goodness. Storm shelter. As we enter the shelter, a group of scientists and explorers greets us warmly. Let's explore. Call up the explorers. We have some promising leads, but I'll understand if the exploration of Frostland is given secondary priority in our circumstances, says the team leader. Shall we tell these people to leave their work and move to the city? Send the scientists back to the city. The scientists will set out towards our city on their own. The scouts will set out towards our city. We will decide what to do with them later. Okay, so I have been out here before. Yeah, this one, I don't know. We don't need, again, we don't really need the engineers right now. So I'm just gonna let them do their thing. This is the thing that was kind of scared me when I came across this before. I'm gonna not choose. So that was it? That's the furthest out here? I don't know. Is a dreadnought? Can a dreadnought like move to the storm shelter or something? You can't look, Nadia, can me? Ugh. They don't have anything with them. They didn't find any more steam cores. I don't know what I'm going to do about the steam core thing. I believe what's going to happen is we won't be able to build the decks and therefore won't be able to save those people. I think that's what's going to end up happening. So I guess we have to keep going out. We've been here, right? Yeah. We've been there. Okay. In there, we're pretty much nowhere else to go but this position right here. Alright, I'm gonna send them back home. It still would have taken a day for the engineers to get here. You know, something I just realized. The generator is going to explode no matter what. Eventually, it's gonna get so stressed. It's gonna get so stressed that it's gonna fail, and it's just gonna explode. Oh boy, is that a true realization that I'm making here? Maybe don't answer that. All right. I don't think either of these things. I would leave all the infirmaries with one engineer in order to speed up the fixing process. Yeah, you're right. I mean, at this point, it's actually inoperative. Nine hours. Man, if I did that earlier. 31. I have 4 engineers somewhere. I have 4 engineers somewhere. Where could they be? Can I get like a list of them? How can I like isolate the engineers? I can't isolate the engineers in this list. What does a skull mean? Person is dead. Okay. How am I gonna find them? Is this it? Is this like, did we just lose? Are we actually gonna lose now? Just like that? No engineers. Alright, so nobody's getting any medical help. So the proof of that is that nobody is currently in there, and people need help. Oh my goodness, where am I gonna get the engineers? Where are they? It's gotta be something. I must have made a mistake. I must have like dropped a few engineers in one of these gathering posts or something. Are they not accounted for? The skull means that they're dead. Yeah, you can search. You can search all your people, including ones who have died. And there's no category for like workers and stuff. I don't know what this checkbox actually does. This checkbox doesn't seem to actually do anything. Wait. I don't, how is that there? Oh wait, is it part of the scouting group? Part of the scouting group might be engineers. You know what that might be? No, it's workers. Maybe the outpost? Can the outpost be a mix? Nope. Workers. Are engineers employed at the evacuation thing? So I'm looking for 4 more, because we have 35 engineers, and I want to put 4 more in the to repair the generator. And if you click this, you can see where they are. 31 of them are in here, naturally. But I don't see any more. There's no other messages for it. So I can hit workers. And you can see exactly where they all are. Maybe they're too sick? If they're sick, I think if they're still sick, it still shows them there, because these all have 10. And I think some of them are out sick. Are we gonna lose now? I can't believe are we gonna lose? You think they're sick? But if they're sick, they still they still show up on the list. Like you can still employ them. Because it doesn't change their availability. Children are here. Workers are there. I don't think they're in a building. I think they must be sick. This was wasted coal this whole time. I mean, at least if we lose, this expansion is not super long. We could try again. Oh, it's such a lame way to lose. So they don't go to work, but I think you can still assign them work. Penis separation. Sir, my son was sent to the Dreadnought. Could I go in the next transport to join him? His mother died in a great fire when it took our house. He has no one but me, and I'm afraid he won't survive alone. I have to send one worker. Yeah, you can go, buddy. Since this thing is gonna explode, and that's pretty much gonna be all that are going on a Dreadnought. That's it. Oh my gosh, we're either gonna be so close. So we can send. Oh man, look at the narrative drama that we have in front of us here. So we're gonna get the train back before the generator theoretically explodes. So we have an opportunity to do one more shipment of people, and we would have saved X amount of people, I'm assuming. And then that's just what's gonna end up happening. The generator's gonna explode and everyone else is gonna die. But we have saved 150 people. Heating is completely off now. 6 hours left. Are we gonna lose this? Almost at 90. I think maybe we'll be okay. Oh my gosh. 91, 92. 93%. Oh, we're gonna be okay. We're gonna be okay. Oh my gosh. It would have been just enough. Oh my gosh. So we did it. The heat range reduced by 10%. I don't care. It's fine. Oh my gosh, it was at 95%. The moving people out of the infirmary was clutch. That was it. That was the thing that we had to do. Natty, you saved town. You saved the town. Sorry, that's a little too informal. Natty Akemi. Just easy to say, Natty. Oh my gosh. That was so close. That was so close. And now we require one more engineer. 8 is not enough anymore. Oh, wait, yes it is. Never mind. How close was that? Oh my gosh, that was so close. Alright, 8 is adequate. Alright, so now we can start healing people again. Oh my gosh. If we lost, I would have been heartbroken. It would have been really heartbreaking. Alright, so that's 20, 30, 40, 50. Alright, so we won't be doing research for a little bit. What were we doing? Infirmary checklist. Alright, I think I'm going to sacrifice 3 engineers at least to do workshop. Oh my gosh, that was so close. I can't believe it didn't explode. And you know what I would have done was I would have left it right at like 99%, and I would have like queued up the train and been like, that's it. Those are the only people who get saved. Out of all of that, all the food rations left too. We wouldn't have been able to even send people with food. Lucky is right. Yeah, that was really lucky. I can't even claim that it was strategic and intentional. Oh, the game didn't let me hit it. And I was clicking. Believe me, I was clicking it. See, that's the skill part, right? Crystal Dots, if you're still here, the skill would have just totally killed me right there. Oh my gosh. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. That was so close. That was amazingly close. Alright, so we at least have... We have a few hours before work. We can at least put 3 people in there. Oh my gosh, I can't believe... I'm just like totally floored by that. Alright, so while that's happening... let's see... So 1 worker, right? There's your 1 worker. It's gonna be a dreadnought filled with children. Let's put in just enough so that it's obviously in front of it. And for our coal... Man, it's so close. We can't actually start it. We wouldn't have even been able to actually send them off. Nutty. Please don't hit overdrive. I know. I clicked it 4 times. And the game didn't let me do it. It saved me. Oh my gosh. Alright, so... The baby crying in the background. It's so sad. Can we actually, make the next deck? We don't have enough, steel to make the next deck. Which I think means that this is bad. Sending just enough steel, like, to be aligned here doesn't mean anything. It doesn't actually help anything. Let's check on our temperature. Oh boy. There's nobody living there. Stop making me freak out. Nobody's living there either. You know, we should probably start going through the houses and see which houses aren't, there's, like, nobody is living there. Oh my gosh, look at our situation here. I think we really need some people researching. Oh my goodness. Oh, they have raw food to deliver, and we don't have the storage for it. So I think at that point it shows that they are ready to move on. So after their final delivery, after their delivery here, I think we're going to move them over to the steel. So our steel is pretty much the next problem here. So we actually have a little bit more. Does that resolve it? I think we can let it sit for a little bit longer here. Wouldn't hurt to let it sit a little bit longer. There we go. It just did a little animation. A little sliver after that. There you go. Alright, there we go. Now it's in red. There we go. So we need 120. Or 520. Okay, so the next tier of the deck is fine now. So we can max out the rest of it with coal. So we're so close. Actually, we still need food. Right, we can't actually do that. Let's do, I don't know, somewhere around there. We can build another... Yeah, you're probably right. Okay. We have some room somewhere. Alright, there we go. Also put it way out here. Let's build 2. What a good idea, Nadia Kemi. It's so obvious when you're not stressed out. Oh gosh, it's already almost 10 for me. Okay. Let's keep our sermons up. Yeah, I don't want to spend... Nobody's living here, let's get rid of it. I don't want to spend food rations for always cutting it this close. Alright, so we have somebody who's researching extremely slowly. Checking our scouts. He just got back home. This is actually a short stop to reduce it by 24 hours or something. So we're going to send him out there. Hopefully there's going to be some... Oh my goodness. Oh, I guess we don't need the hunter hangers. The extra hunter hangers. I mean, maybe we do. Can we actually put children in... Is that considered a safe working space? What's the efficiency difference? 30%. So 43. 54. Pragmatic approach. Sir, some engineers are here to see you. They want to talk to you about the evacuation. Without our skills, there's no chance of the expedition succeeding, but only a few of us have been sent to the Dreadnought so far. To increase the chances of us reaching somewhere habitable, we should evacuate as soon as possible. You'll have to send all engineers to the Dreadnought. You have to send 25 engineers to the Dreadnought. This is great. This means maybe 25 less children. I love these choices. These choices are so dark. They're beautifully dark. We can send all the engineers because, yes, that's a good point. That is pretty calculated right there. I mean, when we send all the engineers, we can't even do it like over time. We're basically just sending all the engineers at the same time. Meaning, when we do that, everyone else is dead. Because the engineers are the ones who are preventing the generator from exploding. If we do 25, we could potentially save more people. We can at least promise less and still send all of them. I'm gonna do that one. This one on a time? No. Okay, it's not on a timeline. Alright, so food. We're checking on food again. Alright, we're almost there. I think 600 is probably where we want to go. The first kitchen is done. I'm gonna put children in there. Let's put soups. No, we don't have any more workers. Okay. That being said, we don't need them there. I want to increase efficiency here for soup. Okay. So this should be looking a little bit better here. What's our coal doing? A little bit low. It's not too bad considering everybody's gonna die anyway. Oh my gosh. Oh, it's so close. Get my cheat sheet. Oh, it's so close. I think that will be it right there. No, I might have a little bit more. That is definitely good. Oh yeah, it's plenty. Okay, so I think we're ready. Our quest requires 1 worker. So that means we have to take 1 worker off of something. Let's take 1 person off there. I don't know if that's the guy. I didn't see his name. It's not too bad, considering everyone's gonna die out anyway. Realistic. It's true, I mean, as a leader, right? I don't know, I mean, that's pretty much it. So we have room for maybe 2 more for coal. If this is like our usual sort of rotation here. We actually have a lot of steel. I kind of want to... Can we just like... Man, that does not actually help that much. To bottleneck ourselves. Let's just do 600. And then... Wait. Okay. We're still okay. I spent so much time, like, min-maxing the... Was it 120? I think it was 620. I think it was 620. I'm gonna do 620, whatever. Oh, it's 520. Whatever. It's an extra 100 that we don't have to worry about. Okay, so we can send off another 1347. So that means we have another 2,000 to go. So that means we need at least 2 more transports. It's rough. Hope did not rise. It says hope rises, but it didn't. Yeah, it's kind of like a question of like when do we kind of stop? It's kind of a question of when do we stop, because we have limitations to how many provisions we can actually send per thing, and food. And if we don't send enough coal, we can't start it, and then it's all for nothing anyway. So we actually need to send enough coal for it to get started. We might do a shipment without people so that we can actually start it. I think that's what we do next. How often does the generator break down? I wish I'd been keeping up with that. I really wish I'd been keeping up with that. Is it like every 2 days? I mean, if we don't use the overdrive, then I think we'll be okay. Oh, you know what? We could actually use the engineers early to do the guard, the shielding. Maybe that makes it a little less stressed when the repairs are needed. So a large group of angry people wants to leave the city and go to the Dreadnought on their own. They feel cheated because you gave priority to some people getting on the evacuation transports. "No more playing God," shouts a worker, shaking his grease-stained fist. We won't get to judge who will be saved and who will die anymore." Let them go, we'll manage. A large group of people will leave the city. Discontent will rise greatly. Hope will fall greatly. Use lethal force to stop them? People will get badly hurt, some may die. I mean... This is kind of a weird choice. I mean, if they go out on their own, they're gonna die anyway. But the only thing you really need to send is coal. Everything else is optional. Oh! Yes. Yeah, you're right. And our people level is actually really low for our current deck. Minus the food. We still have to send more food in order to fill the requirements for the deck. See, this whole time I've been thinking that the entire bar, you are required to fill it, but it's actually just... You're just filling it up as much as you can. I mean, the Dreadnought can fit that many people, but you may not be able to actually fit that many people. So a large group of people will leave the city. Discontent will rise greatly. Hope will fall greatly. I think we can make up for that. I mean, if they want to leave, they can leave. I just hope we don't lose engineers. Are we going to lose engineers from this? Use lethal force to stop them. This one doesn't make much sense to me. I mean, if they're going to leave the city, they're going to leave the city. This at least may discourage some people. I think we're going to use lethal force. I think this is the hard choice that we have to make. I don't know if we're going to lose engineers. I don't want to lose any engineers. This is not the one that I would want to make. This is probably the darkest choice to make. But I think it's the one we have to make. I think this is it. gonna do it. 4 people. 10 people were wounded. Became gravely ill. 4 people were killed. 4 people died. Does that mean 8? I'm assuming no. 4 people died. 4 died in the riots. Burt Brown. Burt Leeds. Wow. Wow. The chances of 2 first name Burts dying in the same riot. Edward Morris. I mean, they must have been friends in the riot. They're both like tag teaming Burts. Hey Burt! Hey Burt! We got this riot down. And they both like jumped in together. They were probably really good friends. One of them was Leeds, one of them was Brown. Brown Leeds. I think that was less bad. In the grand scheme of things, I mean, 30 people could have left. With these numbers, 30 people could have easily left. And of those 30 people, all of them are probably going to die. So 4 people in exchange of 30. I mean, that's just guessing, honestly. So here we're down to 9. I think that's from the deaths. Alright. Okay. The timing of this is interesting. We could start slowing down our food income and start ramping up our... We could build a few more food places, a few more cookhouses, and kind of trade off. Because at some point, we have so much food. And I forgot to send the other group over for steel. What level are we at now? So this looks like we can fit... How many more people? That's literally 25. We can fit 25 more people. Technically, that's the engineers. If we can't satisfy the next deck level, which if we don't do the outpost for, we won't be able to do anyway. So, I think... Oh, man. So I think we can do 2 more shipments. We can try to do 2 more. Hey, Bert. Hey, Bert. Nice hand slaps. This is a really, really, really interesting dilemma. So we could, if we can satisfy this next tier, then we can satisfy this next like group. We haven't met the coal requirement yet. We're about 2,000 under. We can fit 2,500 per. So in the next shipment, if we can fit 1,700, then we can fit 25 engineers, and then we can fit more provisions. And then if we can fit another group, then we can fit another group. But otherwise, I think that's it. I think that's all we can do. I mean, it's the limitation is steel. The fact that we didn't rush early for steel, for the steel outpost. The fact that I forgot to move this group. I think it's time to dismantle this outpost and have them go to the iron depot. How long is it gonna take? Didn't see. 13 hours. So halfway through the day. I don't know how much steel is actually going to provide. If it provides like 800 steel, then fantastic. I think it's going to provide something more like 100 or 300 at the most. How's our scouts doing? What are they doing out there? They have a long way to go. Our fearless scouts. I mean, they could just go to the Dreadnought, right? Alright. So I think the next steps here are to make a few more cookhouses. make a few more cookhouses and start really ramping up our food. And we can start building up the food early with the coal. Just gonna do a small... So the warmth, it's about to get a little bit more warm. So we won't need as many workers. The workers aren't really the big concern, it's kind of the engineers. We need more heating zones here. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Alright, so we can destroy one of these. Put a cookhouse here. Was this one almost done? And I just like... Oh well. Oh, this one needs to be... It is working hours. 6 to 8? Yeah. Or 6 to 6. Or 8 to 6. Dyslexia there. Yeah, I think that's what we do. I think we're gonna have to switch to cookhouses. We're looking at 5 times... 2.5 times that number. Where's my phone? We're looking at 1,400. 1,400, we're looking at about maybe 2,000 more foods. If we immediately just like switch to just like cooking. I think that's what we're gonna do. So I think, yeah, I think that's what we do. We kind of move some of these hunter huts a little bit. We kind of cancel a few of them. Oh, here's a hunter's hut. We don't want that. Hunter's hangar. Okay. I think that's what we do. I think that's the plan.